Hello friends, I am Mahindra Rao and I welcome to my YouTube channel Nostalgia Wealth, where we discuss everything about personal finance, mutual funds and investing money. Today we are here to discuss about a regular cash flow. What is a better option? Dividend option or a systematic withdrawal plan? Many of us are aware about the dividend option, but very few know about systematic withdrawal plan. So let us understand with the help of an example what is a better option. Is it dividend or is it a systematic withdrawal plan, also known as SWP? So if we take an example, if I am investing a lakh of rupee, the NAV being 10, I get 10,000 units. What happens if the NAV increases by 1 rupee? So if my NAV increases to rupees 11, my market value will increase to 1,10,000. So dividend is paid out from the profit. So let's take an example. Let's take a scenario where we are receiving 1 rupee payout as a dividend. Okay, so what happens in that case? So if we take a dividend, the payout will be 10,000. Reason being 1 rupee is paid out per unit. So I am holding currently 10,000 units. So I am receiving a payout of 10,000. What happens to the units? The units will remain same as it is, 10,000, no changes to the units. But the NAV will fall down by rupees 1. Reason the 1 rupees is paid as the NAV. So the market value will be 1 lakh units multiplied by NAV. So after paying my dividend, the market value comes down to the same position. Now let's take a scenario 2 where I am getting a money from systematic withdrawal plan. Here I am receiving a payout of 10,000 by selling my units. Remember this, selling my units. So the NAV will remain as it is at rupees 11. There is no changes in the NAV. But here the units being sold, the units will reduce by 9,990 units, 0.90 units. So the current value will remain as it is. So here with the help of an example, we have understood the monthly cash flow is same for both the dividend as well as the systematic withdrawal plan. So what is the biggest difference between the dividend and the systematic withdrawal plan, which makes SWP a lucrative option? It is the tax efficiency part. After the Finance Bill 2020, there is a complete abolition of dividend distribution tax, correct? And whatever dividend I am receiving is added to my income and is eligible for my tax as per my tax law. Also, there is a levy of TDS which is there. So there is a TDS reduction which happens before I receive my dividend in my hand. So the tax efficient part is what makes SWP a more lucrative option. Let us understand this with the help of an example. There is a Mr. A and there is Mr. B. Both are investing 10 lakh rupees in an equity oriented fund. One is opting for a systematic withdrawal plan and the other one is opting for a dividend option. Assuming that both the funds are giving 12% per annum returns and both of them are withdrawing the money at 10% per annum. What happens in this case is Mr. A receives 8,333 rupees. Mr. B as well on the same hand receives 8,333 rupees. We have taken an example of 12 months. So on a 12-month basis, both of them receive 1 lakh each. Here plays the most important part, the taxation. Mr. A, after using a SWP, is only liable to pay rupees 116 rupees, whereas Mr. B is liable to pay rupees 35,880 as a tax. So my net cash flow after paying the tax, Mr. A receives 99,884, whereas Mr. B receives 64,120. So the net cash flow in the hand of Mr. A is much higher than Mr. B. So tax efficiency is much better with a systematic withdrawal plan. So this we have understood with the help of an example. So let us understand now what is the major difference which dividend and SWP plays. The taxable cash flow. In dividend, the complete amount is taxable as per my tax slab, but in SWP, only the capital gains is taxable. Reason being, the units are being sold. So it will always have my principal plus my appreciation, and the only appreciation part is taxable. The tax part. If we see the dividend option, it will be taxed as per my tax slab, but in a SWP option, only the short-term capital gains or the long-term capital gains rates are applicable. So short-term capital gain rates are 15% if we sell it before 1 year, and our long-term capital gains are 10% if we sell it after 1 year. Also, there is a tax TDS application on dividend. If I earn more than 5,000 as a dividend, there will be a tax deduction which will be happening. But here only the SWP, only the long-term capital gain is applicable, and that too up to 1 lakh every year it is exempt. So these are the major differences which are there for SWP and a dividend option, and hence SWP always makes a better choice. The most important features and the benefit which one can avail is in the SWP is the short-term and the long-term capital gain rates. Only the capital gain amount is taxable and not the whole amount which we are receiving. LTCG is exempt up to 1 lakh for each year. Every year you get up to 1 lakh tax exemption. There is no TDS which will be applicable in SWP. Also the loss, if any is there on SWP, it is not subject to taxation. So here we have understood with various examples that SWP is a better choice to go for than a dividend option. Hope so you take advantage of this and invest correctly. That's it from my side. Thank you so much for listening to us, and if you have liked the video, kindly subscribe to our channel for more such great videos. Signing off, Mahinder Rao, until we meet again.